Woo! Starting out fresh.
We're friends.
Whatever. It'll be alright.
I think it's good. Incident I can during a race.
Those are
Bottom of your pad's dragging because it's not moving on the pin, so.
Woo! Starting out freshy today.
Putting some lines down on a fresh slab. My boy Mikey over there. What up, Mikey? We're friends.
Just got off work. Got a quick haircut. Slamming a couple of bananas. Gonna head out and do a mountain bike ride. It's hard to beat the heat, so I might as well join it. I think it's 118, so it'll be a toaster one out there, but whatever, I'll be alright. My hydropower, coconut water, staying hydrated, plenty of potassium, all that good stuff. I'm not the best with dieting, but I definitely know how to beat the heat from having to do it. So just gotta do what you gotta do. But I just finished one lap. It's cooling down a little bit. I mean, there's no shade, so at least get a breeze. It's definitely good heat training. 6D. It's got me this helmet stoked. Terrain's pretty treacherous. And with the e-bike we get going good, so wanted that full face, just a little more protection. I mean, can't mess up this money maker. No way. But the good training's always the most uncomfortable, so this has got to be some good training, right?
Sup? New to this YouTube thing, so just gonna start it off. Me and Nova out here chilling in the garage, kind of looking over the build. So I started on it. I should have started in the beginning of it, but whatever, I started on it. So this is what we got going on. It's a used frame, used quad. So I just kind of took it down to the frame, checked for all cracks, and just kind of really looked it over real good. Everything looks solid. I did add this brace right here for the pull rod mounts on the linkage. I think it's going to be an important thing. I like to over jump stuff and kind of send it off some stuff every once in a while when I feel the need or want. So I want that extra protection for pulling that part of the frame. I've heard a lot of the Yamaha guys in moto have had issues with that, so just kind of precautionary. Now, I've been keeping everything in mind that I experienced with the Hondas and the new Yamaha that I have, so to kind of, I don't know, I try to prevent everything, every possible catastrophic incident I can during a race. And that all starts at the build. So take it down to the frame, go through every little thing, check every bolt, every washer, every pin. Just kind of go through everything, make sure everything's greased. Because even if the slightest thing's not greased, I mean, that's putting extra pressure, extra heat on other parts, and then that just transfers to other parts and you create failures. So really going through everything with a fine-tooth comb and picking out everything so it's solid. Fast Company flex bars on my Roll Design bar clamps. Things are pretty solid and they go great with the Roll Design stem. But I will have my AME grips on there. They've been with me for a couple years now and digging their grips. I got them on my mountain bikes, everything. Works Connection. I've been using their levers since I seen them in a magazine when I was a kid. I mean, they always make that clutch pull just a little easier. They got the bearing in there. replaceable bearing in their clutch levers, and I mean, easy adjust on the fly. So you coming into a corner, you can throw down some more tension on that cable, get that clutch back, clutch feel. And then over on the brake side, the brakes worked when I took them apart. Can't stress enough how many times I've had brakes fail just because, yeah, they worked. Maybe I didn't bleed the brakes, or maybe I just didn't replace the seals that I should have replaced the seals. I got this program rolling now. Before every race, I bleed front and rear brakes, no matter what. I don't care if the fluid's clear, if it's clean, whatever. If they work good, cool. I still bleed them. I still make sure I flush the lines. And that way I start every race with some clean liquid. That being said, it's really not that expensive to just have. I buy this brake fluid from AutoZone, and I just keep replacing it. Make sure it's high temp. Make sure it's full. Make sure it's good stuff. I think .4 or something like that. So I always make sure the brakes are working. Take that catastrophic incident out of my racing. Brakes are a big deal, so you always want these things to work. So every season I replace the master cylinder seals, make sure everything's clean in there, blow through everything. And then I got my steel braided brake lines. Those are a big part. The stock ones wear out, and that's when you have that squeeze, and you can just keep squeezing it all the way to the bar. These things are, I mean, this thing's solid. So the steel braided brake line just gives it that stronger feel and a little bit more responsive. Brake calipers, big deal as well. These little pins right here that hold the brake pads in, you will actually wear like divots into them, and then your brake pad will stick. You don't want your brake pad to stick, because then it's gonna either cock it sideways, wear your rotor weird, make those brakes overheat, because maybe it's dragging the bottom of your pad's dragging because it's not moving on the pin. So you just got to keep that in mind. Always keeping those things solid. I run my brake cables. I use these little clamps right here, but I got this heavy duty electrical harness tape I put around there. It's got a little bit of flex in it, so if something hits it or whatever, it's not going to break the line, it'll let it twist. But I do wire tie the bottom one, because a lot of the times these lines will rub on your wheels and you could wear through them, and then now you got a leak and you lose your pressure and you lose your brakes. So I wire tie this, safety wire this one, and that way it doesn't slide up and down throughout a race and then get more slack down here. It'll be rubbing on the wheels. So it's just a little thing. There's my helper Nova. Hi, Pumpkin. Yep. There's our AC. She always sits in front of it. And then sometimes it just gets too hot in the garage and I gotta take a break and go hang out with Nova. So, Nova, do you want to go swimming? Then we go swimming! Swimming! Go, 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 go! Go, go, go! Jump! Jump! Here you go.